Hello, everyone. This is Illa Lynn, and thanks for stopping by my channel, Everything Spiritual. Disclaimer: all readings are for entertainment purposes only, so enjoy. Hi, everyone. How y'all doing today? This is Illa Lynn, and thank you for stopping by my channel, Everything Spiritual. Today I'm going to do my new moon and Virgo reading. The new moon in Virgo takes place on the 21st of this month. This new moon in Virgo is a supercharged new moon in that this new moon is the last of the 4 eclipsed moons, or it's the last of the 4 eclipses. So we're basically ending eclipse season. And in case you didn't know, an eclipse is when either the sun, actually, a solar eclipse is when the moon gets in between the sun and the earth. And it's in between the moon is in between the sun and the earth. And of course, it casts its shadow on the earth. The moon is between the sun and the earth with a solar eclipse. Now, with a lunar eclipse, the earth passes between the sun and the moon. This eclipse is going to be a perfect time for new beginnings, actually setting intentions. And then a new moon is always a great time to set intentions. It's a great time to start over, to start anew. So during this new moon in Virgo, this is going to be a perfect opportunity to do some cleaning, some internal cleaning. This is a great time to assess where we are in our life and let go of things that no longer serve us or add value. Keep in mind that you can utilize the energy of the full moon 3 days before you can utilize the energy of the new moon 3 days before and up to 3 days afterwards. Now, Virgo falls in our 6th house. That's the house of work, service, and health. So during this new moon in Virgo, it's a great time to look at those areas of your life, your work, your service, and your health, and assess what can you do better? How can you become more healthy, more organized, perform better in your job or your career? These are intentions that you can set during this new moon in Virgo. In setting your intentions, it will allow you to manifest those things in your life. So before we get into this reading, this is a new moon that is charged by a solar eclipse. So when you're setting your intentions, be careful what you ask for because you just might get it. For some of us during this new moon in Virgo, we may be going through a period of fear. We may experience fear of the unknown. This new moon in Virgo is a great time to face any fears or insecurities that you may have. It's a good time to face your shadow self, do your shadow work. And in doing so, you're going to focus on the positive. Here you see there is someone who is on the inside. She looks like she is contained. She looks as if she's waiting. And she could also be suppressing her true self. Her natural true self can be suppressed by her exterior shadow self. Each one of these birds is a fear. These fears are keeping some of us from accomplishing our goals and living our best life. Some say fear is false evidence appearing real. During this new moon in Virgo, it's a great time to assess and release any fears that you have in your life that are holding you back from being the best version of yourself. And the clarifier we have is the Empress. This is the ultimate nurturer. So, some of us need to nurture our inner child. We need to nurture ourselves as we release everything that equals fear and everything that prevents us from being our true self and that prevents our true self from shining through. So, of course, this is a time of renewal, new beginnings, and releasing what doesn't serve us so that we can have the new beginning to go forward. Now, as we use this new moon to uncover, as we use the new moon to face our fears, we also have to have a time of reflection, and we have the void moon. The void moon or the dark moon is the moon that occurs right before the new moon. It's a perfect time to set intentions because it's void, it's empty. This is a great time to set intentions. It's as if the void moon allows you to have a clean slate so that you can assess the various areas of your life and address and release the fears that you have. And as you go through the process of releasing the fears, we have the full moon in Scorpio, breathing through the tension. It's not going to always be sunny days as you do your shadow work, as you do the work to try and become the best version of yourself. And the clarifier for that is the Six of Pentacles, and this is giving. Once you're in a position to shed those fears and allow your true self, your true nature to come through and shine, it may put you in a position where you can be a service to others. Virgo is the matron. Virgos are the epitome of service. As you assess your fears and sort through what's real and what's not, it will give you the opportunity to put yourself in a position of being a service to others. Now, what you have going on for you in your favor is that some of us are already on a journey. So you're already aware of the shadow work. You're already aware of facing your fears. And you've been going through this process. Here you see we have the growth card, which is the waxing moon. So you've put in the work. You've done the hard part, which is identifying and taking corrective measures, taking action so that you can present the best version of yourself. And it is a process. And in doing so, you're able to see the bigger picture, which again is about being of service and making a contribution. And the clarifier for that is the magician. You're able to take your resources, knowledge, experience. You're able to take your resources, your knowledge, your experience, and use them to grow, to overcome, to help you develop into being the best version of yourself. And it allows you to see the bigger picture. And the bigger picture is being of service for mankind, not being a service to ourselves, not providing servitude for our own personal greed or our own selfish needs. And in order to maintain this level of change, as you're setting intentions, you release things that don't add value or that you no longer need. Or as you work through overcoming your fears, if you stay focused on your goals, focus on transforming, focus on overcoming those fears, you will. You have the waxing gibbous moon. A main ingredient in having a successful new moon in Virgo is to focus and concentrate on those intentions that you want to manifest and bring into fruition. Now we have the new moon in Aquarius, which is in the reverse. And this is saying open up to change, but some of us may have a blockage. And that blockage could go back to being a fear, something that you are afraid of, or a fear of the unknown. But be fair with yourself and make decisions. As you focus on setting intentions, you're going to do things that are fair, that are just, and that bring a balance into your life. And this is the action part of this reading. For some of us, to overcome the fears that we have so that we can become the best version of ourselves, we're going to have to focus and concentrate on what we want to attract or manifest and let other things go. And in doing so, you will remove the blockages to change. This open to change card is in the reverse because we have fears. And as long as you have fears and insecurities and doubt, it keeps you from focusing on transforming and being the best version of yourself. The Justice card, as a clarifier, is there for you to be true to yourself, to be fair to yourself, to allow yourself an opportunity at happiness. And as you let go of the fears, set intentions, manifest things in your life that are for your highest and greatest good, it puts you in a position where you can see the big picture, assessing. And the clarifier for this assessing, there was another. Okay, seeing the big picture. A big part of changing and utilizing the energy of this new moon in Virgo is being able to put yourself in a position where you're able to see the big picture, which means you don't have tunnel vision. You're not narrow-minded. You can see the value of releasing fears. You can see the value of setting intentions and how it will assist you and benefit you as you go forward on your life's path or your life's purpose. And as you assess your situation going forward, do it with courage and strength and vitality. We have the full moon in Leo. Don't be afraid to dream big. And then you go for it. You're no longer bound by fear. You're able to assess a situation, state your goal, or state your intention, and then do everything in your power to accomplish that. And in doing your assessing and going after what you want in life, it allows you to be in a position to have generational financial security. It puts you in a place of having abundance and prosperity in your life because you're able to create abundance and prosperity by releasing fear, going after your goals, setting your intentions, and taking actions needed to accomplish them. For some of us, we have the end of a tough cycle approaching, so we may have done the work, gotten over the fears, gone through the pain of the stress and tension of trying to build and start over and create something better. So for some of us, we've already been putting in the work and we're coming up on the end of a tough cycle. You're able to reap the rewards of your hard work. Always know that you're good enough. We have the full moon in Virgo. You deserve to be just as happy, if not happier, than the next person. And then we're going to finish this out with the first quarter moon. And you're letting you know that your commitment may be tested. It's good to be tested. Steel sharpens steel. Anything worthwhile is worth the hard work and effort that it takes to obtain it. So guys, this has been your new moon and Virgo reading. Some or all of this reading may or may not apply to you or your situation. Take what applies, leave the rest. And until the next time, namaste.